Welcome, Dr. Cameron Hopkins from Chiro for Family Wellness. A very unique technique we've developed which helps us with diagnosing young children is the 32-point spinal and postural test, or analysis we call it. Now the reason we designed that in the last 7 years is it helps with our diagnosis, and it helps in two main areas with children. One, the early detection of scoliosis, which is extremely important. And a previous video has gone through what scoliosis is and what we can do as chiropractors to help that in children. And two, it also helps us detect spinal misalignments, or we call them subluxations, which can be quite dangerous because these are where the bones are sitting out of alignment and compressing those nerves and causing aches and pains or health issues later on in life. So as a chiropractor, we detect those and correct them while they're young. It doesn't have the potential to cause them trouble when they get older. So let me show you how this analysis works. So what we do is we get our young children and we get them to stand looking from behind and from the side. Now, very young children at 2 or 3, sometimes they can be a little bit funny about being kept standing still for a short time, but we always seem to get around that issue. So firstly, what we look at is this. This is a model looking from behind. We can see the spine supposed to be straight. So what we look for in a normal spine is the ears and the head's level, shoulders are level, shoulder blades, hips and pelvis are all level. Now when we look at young children and we check those different levels, we often find an imbalance. It may be in the shoulders, it may be in the pelvis, it may be in the hips. Straight away that indicates to us there may be a curvature of the spine or scoliosis, which needs to be dealt with. And we've gone through a previous video on what scoliosis is and how we go about potentially correcting and helping that child. So that's the first thing. Secondly, what we look at is from the side. Now this is a model looking at a plastic spine of the lower back. We can see there's a nice curve in the lower back. The same curves in the neck, but the opposite curve occurs in the mid back. So there's 3 curves, and that's normal. What we do as chiropractors is we look to see if the curves are too straight or they're too curved. Now we might find with a series of treatments we help with those problems with the curvature of their spine. We also might find they need some exercise to help that. So this side-on view also tells us if there's potential problems with their spine. Another common thing we look for is what's called forward head carriage, when a child's head's too far forward. It puts a lot of pressure on their spine here and often ends up with giving them problems later. We've got techniques to help with that. Another big one we see with children is the rounded shoulders, where the shoulder rounds like that. You look at your child, a lot of children have that rounded shoulder. That can come from the spine, but it can also be helped with a series of corrective exercises. So one of the things we tell our parents to do is go home and have a look at your children. Just do quickly what I suggested on this video today. Put your fingers on the top of their shoulders when they're standing with even weight, the top of their shoulder blades, the top of their hips. Look at their ear level. See if there's any imbalances. If there is, potentially they've got scoliosis, and it's worthwhile taking them to your local chiropractor to get checked. Look at the children from beside. See if their head is forward. See if their shoulders are rounded. I mean, you don't have to be a chiropractor to see that, but it's fairly obvious when you see these tilts and misalignments. So as a chiropractor, this 32-point spinal and postural check helps with our diagnosis, because almost immediately we can tell whether scoliosis is involved or spinal misalignments are involved. If those two things are, then we talk to the parents and we set up a corrective treatment process in order to help with that condition. So this is just another tool we've used in the practice to help us with children. So I hope this has given you an insight of one of these techniques that we've developed. We're very proud of it. We picked up a lot of different cases of scoliosis and spinal misalignment from it. If you have any questions at all about this technique, or any questions at all with regards to your children, please feel free to give us a call. We're more than happy to answer them. We look forward to talking to you soon, and bye for now.